Write an engaging and emotional story based on the title. She only asked for food for her children. The manager attacked her. He never saw the bikers coming. Begin the story with hook who joints the viewers at the end. Immediately capture attention, also motive viewers to like video and subscribe the channel. Develop the plot with emotional depth and relatable characters, including key challenges and their resolutions. Ensure the story maintains a smooth pace suitable for an 4,000-minute YouTube video, leaving a strong, inspiring message by the end. Plain paragraphs but long story as you can based on 2,000-word estimate. In the dim glow of a rainy evening, under the flickering neon sign of a rundown diner on the outskirts of a forgotten town, a desperate mother named Elena clutched her worn coat tighter against the chill. Her two young children, Mia and little Tomas, huddled beside her, their wide eyes reflecting the hunger that gnawed at their bellies. Elena had lost her job weeks ago, evicted from their tiny apartment, and now they survived on scraps and the kindness of strangers. But tonight, as the storm raged outside, she swallowed her pride and stepped inside the diner, hoping for just a morsel to quiet her kids' cries. Little did she know, this simple act of survival would unleash a chain of events that would restore her faith in humanity, and expose the cruelty lurking in unexpected places. Elena's heart pounded as she approached the counter. The diner was nearly empty, save for a few truckers nursing coffees in the corner booths. The manager, a burly man named Hank with a perpetual scowl etched into his weathered face, eyed her suspiciously from behind the register. He was known around town for his short temper and iron-fisted rules: no loitering, no handouts, no exceptions. Elena's voice trembled as she spoke. "Please, sir, my children haven't eaten since yesterday. Could you spare some leftover bread or soup? I'll pay you back someday, I swear." Mia tugged at her mother's sleeve, whispering, "Mommy, I'm so hungry," while Tomas buried his face in her leg, too shy to look up. Hank's face twisted into a sneer. "This ain't a charity house, lady. You want food? You pay for it like everyone else." Elena's eyes welled with tears. She rummaged through her pockets, pulling out a crumpled dollar bill and a handful of change, the last of her savings. "This is all I have. Please, it's for them." But Hank wasn't moved. In fact, something in her plea ignited his rage. He slammed his fist on the counter, shouting, "Get out. I don't need beggars like you scaring off my customers." The truckers glanced over, uncomfortable but silent. Elena backed away, but Hank wasn't done. He rounded the counter, grabbing her arm roughly. "You think you can just waltz in here and demand freebies? People like you are the problem." He shoved her toward the door, her children screaming in terror as she stumbled. The push sent Elena crashing into a table, spilling hot coffee across the floor. Pain shot through her elbow, but worse was the humiliation burning in her chest. Mia and Tomas clung to her, sobbing. "Why is he so mean, Mommy?" Mia asked, her innocent question piercing Elena's soul. Outside, the rain poured harder, mirroring the tears streaming down her face. She gathered her kids and hurried into the night, seeking shelter under a nearby awning. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Unbeknownst to Hank, a group of bikers from the local chapter, the Iron Wolves, had pulled into the diner's parking lot just moments before. They were a rough-looking bunch, leather-clad with tattoos snaking up their arms, but beneath the tough exterior beat hearts forged in brotherhood and justice. Their leader, Jax, a former veteran with a scar across his cheek from a long-ago battle, had overheard the commotion through the open door. Jax and his crew, 5 strong men who'd ridden through storms and hardships together, exchanged glances. They'd seen too much injustice in their lives. Abandoned vets, struggling families, bullies hiding behind authority. "That ain't right," Jax muttered, revving his engine slightly to drown out the rain. The others nodded. They weren't the type to ignore a cry for help, especially when kids were involved. As Elena huddled with her children, trying to soothe them, the roar of motorcycles grew louder. She looked up, fear gripping her. Were these men trouble? But Jax dismounted first, his boots splashing in puddles, and approached with hands raised. "Ma'am, we saw what happened in there. You okay?" Elena's voice caught in her throat. Strangers offering kindness? It felt like a dream. We're fine. Just hungry." Jax knelt to Mia's level, his gruff voice softening. "Hey there, kiddo. What's your name?" Mia peeked out from behind her mother. "Mia. And this is Tomas." Jax smiled, pulling a candy bar from his jacket pocket. Something he'd grabbed for the road. "Here, share this for now. We'll get you more." The other bikers gathered, introducing themselves: Rocco, the mechanic with a heart of gold; Spike, the quiet one who'd lost his own family young; Bear, the giant with a laugh that could shake walls; and Viper, the strategist who always planned their charity runs. Back inside the diner, Hank smirked to himself, wiping down the counter as if nothing had happened. The truckers had paid and left, whispering about his outburst. He flipped the sign to "Closed early," eager to end the night. But as he stepped out to lock up, the thunder of engines surrounded him. The bikers had formed a semicircle in the parking lot, their headlights piercing the darkness like accusing eyes. Hank froze. "What the hell do you want? This is private property." Jax stepped forward, his presence commanding. "We want to know why you laid hands on that woman and scared her kids half to death. She asked for food, not a fight." Hank puffed up his chest, trying to mask his unease. "None of your business. She was begging, against policy. Now get lost before I call the cops." The bikers didn't budge. Rocco crossed his arms. "Policy? Since when is helping the hungry against policy? We've ridden through towns like this, seen managers like you, power tripping on the weak." Spike added quietly, "My sister was like her once. Single mom, down on her luck. People like you make it worse." Elena watched from the shadows, her heart racing. These men, who looked like they could crush anyone, were standing up for her. Tomas clung tighter, but Mia's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "Are they superheroes, Mommy?" Elena whispered, "Maybe they are, sweetie." The confrontation escalated. Hank, cornered and outnumbered, lunged at Jax, swinging a wild punch. But Jax dodged easily, years of military training kicking in. He didn't strike back; instead, he grabbed Hank's arm, twisting it just enough to immobilize him. "We're not here to hurt you, man. But you need to learn some manners." The other bikers formed a wall, preventing escape. Bear's booming voice cut through the rain, "Apologize to the lady. And make it right." Hank struggled, cursing under his breath, but the reality sank in. These weren't just bikers, they were a force of reckoning. Defeated, Hank muttered an apology as Jax released him. "Fine, sorry." But the bikers weren't satisfied. Viper pulled out his phone, recording the scene. "Not good enough. Open the diner. Feed them properly." Under duress, Hank unlocked the door, grumbling as he heated up soups, burgers, and fries, more food than Elena had seen in weeks. The bikers joined them inside, turning the tense atmosphere into something warm. They shared stories. Jax spoke of his deployments, the friends he'd lost, and how the Iron Wolves formed to help those society forgot. Rocco fixed a toy motorcycle for Tomas from spare parts in his saddlebag, making the boy giggle for the first time that night. As they ate, Elena opened up. She wasn't always like this. Once a teacher, married to a man who promised the world but left when times got tough. "I just want to give them a better life," she said, tears mixing with her soup. Spike nodded empathetically. "We all hit rock bottom. But you get back up. That's what counts." The meal stretched on, the rain easing outside. Hank sulked in the corner, but even he couldn't ignore the camaraderie filling his empty diner. Word spread quickly in the small town. By morning, locals heard about the standoff. The bikers didn't stop at one meal, they rallied their network. Jax organized a food drive, collecting canned goods, clothes, and even job leads for Elena. A local mechanic offered her a part-time gig at his shop, teaching her basic skills. The Iron Wolves' reputation grew. They weren't outlaws but guardians, patrolling for those in need. But challenges lingered. Hank, humiliated, tried to spin the story, claiming the bikers threatened him. He filed a complaint with the police, hoping to turn the tables. Elena worried, would this kindness backfire? The bikers faced scrutiny too, stereotypes painted them as thugs. Jax gathered his crew. We've been here before. Truth wins out. They met with the sheriff, a fair man who'd known Jax from his service days. With Viper's video as evidence, Hank's claims crumbled. Instead, the manager faced charges for assault, losing his job and learning a harsh lesson in humility. Elena's resolution came gradually. With the bikers' support, she secured a small apartment through a charity they partnered with. Mia and Tomas started school again, their bellies full and spirits lifted. Elena found purpose, volunteering at food banks to pay it forward. You saved us, she told Jax one evening as the group gathered for a barbecue. He shook his head. Nah, you saved yourself by asking for help. That's the real strength. Months later, the town transformed. The diner, under new management, adopted a pay-what-you-can night for families in need. The Iron Wolves became local heroes, their rides now including charity events that drew crowds. Elena's story inspired others. Single parents, the homeless, the overlooked, to speak up. She even started a support group, sharing her journey, from desperation to dignity. In the end, what began as a plea for food became a testament to unexpected alliances. Cruelty may strike without warning, but so does compassion. The bikers taught us that heroes wear leather, not capes, and that one act of kindness can ripple into a wave of change. Remember, in a world quick to judge, choose to be the one who stands up. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button. It means the world to creators like me. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring tales that remind us of the good in humanity. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. What's your take? Share in the comments below. Have you ever witnessed an unexpected act of kindness? Let's spread the positivity.